Hello, everyone. Hi. How are you
Hello.
doing? I hope well and good. We are here with our second playtest episode of Girl by Moonlight. We were gonna do it last week, but Gear Cavalier was sick, so we couldn't. But we're here now. It's better late
Yay.
than never.
Yeah, and since the last time we played, there have been a whole bunch of changes to the rules.
Oh, indeed. Do you wanna fill us in on what we may have made?
Um, let's see. So there were a bunch of I mean, there's just like a ton of shit.
Just like
Honestly.
a ton of shit. Okay, all right. Well, if it comes up or becomes relevantly different,
Yeah, there are a couple of things we'll go through at the start, and then
apparently Catacast is mad at me because I'm still using the overlays from 2 weeks ago.
Uh-oh.
Hang on. I fixed that. You guys talk amongst yourselves. How you been while I fix the overlays? It's gonna be real quick.
how have you been doing lately, Sean?
Oh, I've been doing pretty okay. I'm very excited to play tonight. And yeah, I don't know. I've just been wanting to do this. So, how are you?
Great.
You've been very busy.
Yeah, it's a little overwhelming trying to like take in all the feedback and make adjustments and
Yeah.
manage all that stuff.
Yeah,
but
I guess you've been like
Watching a
watching
lot.
playtests that.
I've watched like 9 hours of playtest material and done a bunch of like revisions and whatnot. So, yeah.
Yeah.
How are you doing, Jacob?
Mm-hmm.
This is the highlight of my day. This right here.
I mean, it's been
I'm
2 weeks, so
Welcome.
I assume that there's probably more. But it's, whatever.
I mean,
Let's-
there's been LARP stuff, and there's went to like my first wedding that wasn't my mother's, so that was interesting.
Fair
and
enough.
Then I got into Stellaris at making way too many aliens.
Did you play any Blood Bowl?
Not yet.
Oh,
Okay.
That's a this week thing. But
Oh.
Violet won't play with me, so
What do you mean I won't play with you? I mean I won't, but what do you mean I won't? Like, the thing about Blood Bowl is it's not meant for like playing
Friends.
in that same way, and also not friends. Yeah, because as soon as you play it with friends, you're not friends anymore. So it's
it's the monopoly of video
it's
games.
pretty
what you're
difficult.
telling me.
Yeah. I mean, just
Okay.
just listen. I don't know if you've ever seen Catagasa snipe me at Blood Bowl, but it doesn't end politely.
I think I've witnessed this once.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I'm good. We fixed
Okay.
it. I fixed it. It's not entirely fixed, but I'll fix the other part later. I don't fucking whatever.
So let me just try to review the things that have changed. So first off, in the previous playtest, we had a clock for the darkness coming after you and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So that is now just built into the character sheet. It's called the darkness that hunts us. It's 15 points, just like the investigation track. It has 3 tiers, just like the investigation track, and different stuff will mess you up depending on how far along that is.
Okay.
And it's good for us, just like the investigation track.
The opposite. So
Oh.
this is like think
Damn
of
it.
it as being kind of like heat, but also as it gets worse, it kind of functions that like the tier of the thing that's fighting you is worse the higher up it goes as
Okay,
well.
so like the higher up it goes, the worse
So
it
it's like,
gets. Sort of thing.
If it's in tier 1, it's like you have some tier 1 faction that's kind of pissed at you, and then at tier 2 they're a bigger faction and they're pretty damn mad at you, and then at 3 it's like
Eventually
they're
we're
at war with you,
talking
and
about,
they're
like,
way
the-
stronger than you.
Eventually, we're talking about like the Ultron level threat.
Yeah, it gets
going to
severe.
devour our whole universe. Eventually.
Should this track fill, the darkness comes and finds you, and we do the gnarliest type of mission, but with the worst possible engagement roll. Like you automatically fail your engagement roll basically
Okay.
because it's them doing a job against you. And you have to
Aw.
scramble and try to like not get wrecked.
It's good to be noticed.
Yeah, they notice you and it goes back. So that's what that's about.
Notice me, Darkness Senpai.
Yeah, I will. Don't worry. There's a system for what happens after a mission, which is great because that's the stage we're at right now. Transcendence has changed in that now you have a track for it. You can activate it at any point during a mission, but from that point on, every action you take ticks one thing off the track, and once the track is full, you drop out of Transcendence.
Okay.
You can spend social links to offset that somewhat, but eventually it fills up and you're done. Eclipse and Darkness have stayed pretty much the same. Obligation functions the same, as does Downtime, from what I can tell. So, yeah, there's essentially the engagement procedure that we played with kind of on the fly last time has been instantiated into the rules. And then anything else? No, I think that's about it.
Heck yeah. So I guess we just finished the mission that we did, right? So like we're
Yes.
on
So
sort
let's
of
go
like
through-
the equivalent downtime action kind of stuff, right?
So yeah, this is like Fallout.
Yeah.
So this is the, where did I put this in the thing? End of mission procedure here. So we evaluate our Darkness That Hunts You track as the first thing. So after every mission, the darkness continues to close in on the crew regardless of the mission's outcome. The track advances by one segment plus one more for each of the following criteria. So go ahead and mark one, and then we'll mark an additional one if the darkness's agenda was moved forward during the course of the mission. An additional one if someone fell to the darkness, like if you hadn't saved Kyle, our victim NPC.
Oh, you mean like if they died? Because I was saying like fell to the darkness, like didn't me and Libra both do that?
Oh, that's true. And oh yeah, no, in my notes it
I'm
includes
just
PCs.
saying.
So yeah, you get an extra one. And then if the crew came closer to their ultimate destiny, then
Our
we would
ultimate
advance it by
destiny,
one
huh?
as well.
Did we?
Did we
Which-
come closer to our ultimate destiny? What do you think, team?
Does this bring you closer to restoring the second sun?
I don't think it did.
I don't think it did
I think it
either.
just prevented everybody from getting really hurt, basically.
Yeah. And
I
it
don't
didn't,
think it prevented even that. We got hurt.
No, but I mean like all the university people
Oh,
were gonna
oh.
get like mind corrupted by the moats and stuff. Like
Then yes.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
remember what we did.
And so if the track is full, we skip entanglements.
Okay.
And then in future, if you want to get extra downtime actions, you can essentially gamble with this track. So every time that you take an extra round of downtime actions for the crew, you roll equal to the current like threshold on the track.
Oh.
And on a 6, the clock does not advance. On a 4 to 5, it advances one segment, and someone can push themselves to prevent it. And on a fail, the track advances one segment. And
Interesting.
so it's, in a way, it's something that you can kind of spend.
Cool.
And, you know, just if it's appropriate at any time as a consequence, we might bump that track up as well.
All right.
And so then, having done that, we now move on to all eligible PCs erase all stress from their sheet and reset their transcendence clocks
Okay.
or tracks, which is only
Aquila.
only Aquila, because
we're
everyone
both-
else is in
we're both
darkness.
in-
I just want to confirm that
Darkness.
our darkness track is set 2 ticks. 1 and then 1 for falling to darkness. Did
Yep.
I miss? Okay.
No, that seems correct.
Okay.
And then we roll for Fallout and play out the consequences thereof. So after the mission, the crew rolls for any entanglements that
Any
follow
entanglements?
it. So roll dice equal to the current investigation tier and consult the chart.
So 1. Or are we on 2 because we have all 5 of the first one?
You're on 1 because otherwise you're on 0.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Right on.
And so
I shall roll.
Six.
Uh-oh.
Or
Great.
something.
and we're still in tier 1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So a rival will act against you.
A
We
rival
have no
and-
rivals.
Yeah, we do. We've written rivals into the story already. Like there are
Yeah,
other
you made
darkness
them all up.
characters. There are other darkness characters that exist because we've already written them.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
Scorpio,
so-
for instance.
Yeah. No, Scorpio is nice.
Well, yeah, I guess.
But
It's
there's Agnes the Librarian. There
Oh
is
yeah, right.
Tyler, who's the son of a local magistrate, who's always getting slightly better grades than Alvar, probably because of cheating.
And there's
Definitely.
Jason.
And there's Jason, a preppy high society dilettante who always wants special treatment. Yeah. So one of these people is going to act against you.
Alrighty.
And so this was like exam period, right?
Yeah.
At school.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And so,
That's why
I
Kyle
think-
was so burnt out.
yeah, I think what this looks like is it's like a couple days later, and we have that classic scene of like the grades being posted on some, like corkboard outside of the lecture hall. And
Mhm.
this is for what's Lieber's mundane name again?
Alvar.
Alvar.
Alvar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alvar, this is your like law class or whatever, law 50, whatever the hell.
Okay.
And it's like by grades, ranking everyone, and of course you're second place and Tyler is at the top of the list. And
It's
as all the like students are congregating, he's like gloating,
Fucking Tyler.
accepting congratulations from people
oh,
and shooting you the
no.
look,
Oh
right?
no.
The
Not
like
the
knowing
look.
look.
No, this is even better because like normally Alvar would be able to shake this off and just be like, whatever, you're just a little you person. But he's in the darkness right now.
Yep.
So I think he's going to go get himself into some trouble here.
Oh no. Well, that'll be
Go
part
on.
of your downtime, right? Wasn't it?
No, so we can play this out as
Okay.
like a little
Okay.
moment here.
Okay. So I imagine like the grades being like he got a% higher or some bull crap like that. It's just like it's that tick above, right?
Well, yeah, because it's all graded on a curve, right? And so
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's like just scooched ahead of you. That's that one place. Yeah.
So Alvar makes his way through the crowd, and like he's had enough at this point. Like exams are tough. This entire ordeal has been rough on him, but this is the pushing point. So I think what he's going to do, he's going to push the crowd, and he kind of grabs, or he does grab, Tyler by like this. I imagine they all wear suit jackets.
Of course,
Are you-
because it's law
Yeah.
school. Yeah. So there's some like, I imagine our whole setting is having a bit of a like future Victorian kind of vibe. And so
Yeah.
there's like a very stuffy, like very formal suit that
That
everyone's
totally
wearing.
makes sense. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's like double breasted and there's
Mhm.
lots of wool,
yeah.
cravats and scarves and whatnot to grab onto. So yeah, by all means.
Yeah. So he like grabs him by the lapels and goes, "The only reason why you are doing so good is quite simply because you cheat, because you pay for your grades. Nothing more."
Yeah, and Tyler like backs his head away from you as if you have you're the source of like a bad smell or whatever.
Yeah.
Kind of like sneers. And just says, "My dear, why can't you just recognize that some people were simply born better?" Anyways, let go of me. And he like goes to like shove you off of him.
I think at that point he just blocks him. Like
Great.
Like you get an angry Irishman in your face and you gloat like that. Yeah. I like he takes a swing, I guess.
Okay, right on.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna make you roll anything, but I think the consequence of all of this like entanglement is we're gonna start a clock called it's gonna be what, Alvar's suspension. And
excellent.
Yeah, we'll call this a 4 clock.
Ouch.
And we'll fill 1 segment. And so basically the deal with this is that if this fills, you get your ass suspended.
Yep, that is entirely fair.
So there's this like gathering body of evidence or like trespasses to get you kicked out of school.
Yeah.
And so yeah, you like punch this nerd out, and he goes down like instantly. And he's like touching at his lip where he's bleeding, and he's very pale, and he's got like pale hands with the dark red blood on it. And he just like sneers at you, and one of his cronies like helps him up, and they like go off to the nurse's office or whatever.
Yeah.
Because he's not one to confront directly. He's in training to be a lawyer, so he will use the law to get at you later.
Yeah.
Cool. What a delightful time. So one thing actually that I forgot about that we should go and touch upon is that I added a couple sections to the like situation stuff. And so over here you will note there are 2 new sections under the mundane world. There's what is held to be sacred and what is considered profane.
Oh, hey, do we need to add some stuff then?
So yeah, let's choose some stuff from these lists, because these will help kind of inform these things. Or I feel like some of it will already kind of stand to reason based on what we've
already said, yeah.
But for what is held to be sacred, the options are money, order, power, tradition, control, possessions, edifices, organizations, or hatred.
Is this what society holds, or what we as the group hold sacred?
This is what society. This is what the mundane world broadly.
I feel like organizations is a good one, because it's like, the university, and then you've got like the subdivisions of like the club, the other club, this class, that class, like, and very sort of like separated.
Everything's very ordered. Like bureaucratic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so we'll highlight.
Does that sound good to everybody else? I was just,
Yeah, no, that was going to be my suggestion for that too. So
cool. So organizations, and this is a choose 1 or 2. Both of these lists here. So
okay.
I mean,
if there's another one that jumps out at us, great. If not, we can move on.
I mean, with the whole class struggle thing, money jumps out, but I think also like
I feel like that's pretty established actually.
Yeah,
money matters a lot. Okay, and then what is considered profane? The options here are bodies, love, emotion, relationships, gender, people, nature, change, community, or friendship.
Emotions are prohibited.
Community.
Yeah, I feel like
community,
money and organizations exist as a counterpoint to community.
Yeah, because it just feels like I don't know. I'm just going off the one example we had with Kyle, but it's like he's kind of someone that, in a way, fell through the cracks and so got taken by the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he didn't have a support structure to like fall on.
Yeah.
Yeah, his only recourse was to like seek kind of normal success and the buttressing that institutions might give him if he was able to excel in those ways.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
I also feel like nature's kind of profane in this setting. Like
totally.
I imagine it being very
urban,
metropolis.
Yeah, and everything's kind of got this. Well, like I already said, kind of like a Victorian aesthetic would go very nicely with like a very industrial.
Yeah, we need some
right?
some Gothic architecture.
We've been in the sewers.
Right? Yeah, that we've had this idea of like sewage and waste and stuff like that. And so then as a counterpoint to all of this, we want to talk about our transgressions. So within, the crew itself, we have to then wonder, like, how do we transgress against what is sacred, and how do we represent that which is profane?
Well, I mean, we're an organization to a certain degree, but we're certainly not all from the same place. So I don't know, like, transgress against that which is sacred, like...
I feel like all of us are likely to be against the aristocratic. Ugh, I messed up that word.
The aristocracy.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I think like we're all friends, but in spite of being like, I mean, Alvar's in law school and Connor's a teaching assistant and Amy is a librarian, and so like we have these different fields.
We don't hold to that strict sort of like separation of people.
Yeah,
That seems to be a thing that goes on around here.
And that y'all are, would it be fair to say that y'all are very like meritocratic
Yeah.
in your aspirations? Yeah.
give me a second, I'll figure that one
You're
out.
just gonna Google meritocratic.
I sure am.
So like a meritocracy, right, is that you would be given things based on earning them or
Based on your
deserving
talent,
them,
yeah.
based on ability or.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, we oppose aristocracy in favor of meritocracy. And is there anything else that we want to bring up? Like, are you guys particularly connected to nature? Are you because I feel like first statement really goes against like the class power, money, large organization and stuff like that.
Well, I mean,
but how do you represent
we shirk those
profane
organizations in favor of our own sort of like eclectic community, so to speak.
So
and
you're anarchistic.
Of others. Yeah, and the supporting of others.
I'm having a hard time. How do we stand like for nature or something though? Because I mean, like
you're in favor of like space nature, right?
Yeah.
But like
like Earth nature. I don't know.
But that, I mean, that can be the distinction we make here, right? That like the stars and their alignments and all these things are like natural phenomena, right?
True.
Like you exist based on something that wasn't made by humans.
True. Yeah. That's a good point.
Cool. Yeah.
So we are anarchistic embodiments of the cosmos.
Yep.
Anarchistic embodiments of the cosmos.
Thanks for coming by, everybody. The Girl by Moonlight.
Right, like small community, like that to me is like when I think of anarchism, that's where my mind goes.
Sarnocracy.
Not the like colloquial use of anarchy, which means like chaos, which is not really what anarchy means. But yeah, this idea of like small communities and stuff like that. Cool, great. These are all very helpful for me as the MC. I can look at these and be like, oh yeah, like these are like the things that you hold to be important, or the way that society will try to poop on you, right? This is how you are viewed as being transgressive.
Sounds great.
And so this already aligns with this moment we saw between Alvar and Tyler, where it's like he stands there to say that it doesn't matter how good you are, what matters is that I have money and I'm a part of this like established family, right?
And then you punched him.
Yeah.
And then you just punched him. So cool, great.
Let's see if your money protects your nose from this.
I mean, it kind of does. He can get this job later.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's a later thing. That's a reactive thing, not a proactive.
It's reactive. Yeah.
All right, so now we move. We just carry it forward with the game. So we're in the obligation roll now.
The obligation roll.
Everyone needs to roll obligation, which is your lowest resistance.
Nice.
Okay, so 0.
And something that I think is fun to keep in mind when doing this is that the various attributes resist different things, right? So Moe resists despair and heartbreak. Tsundere resists violence and fear, and Kudere resists panic and social pressure. And so what's kind of implied by this mechanic is that whichever one is your lowest, it's like that's how society gets you down.
Yeah.
So if Moe is your low stat, then it's that you get heartbroken or fall to despair as a result of these
Oh,
things
I
that are
get to
going
be
wrong in the-
dramatic.
Me
right?
too.
Whereas if your Tsundere is your load, then people take advantage of you by ways of like violence and intimidation, stuff like that. So it helps color how it is that this obligation is, negatively impacting you.
All right, well, let's find out if I stress to a ridiculous degree.
All right, so
4.
yeah, so Alvar takes 4 stress. Amy takes 2
2.
stress,
So I'm
and
at-
then Aquila takes 2 stress
I'm
as
at
well.
2 out of 9 into darkness.
Yep.
Yeah, because you're still in darkness, so you have 7 left,
Yeah.
essentially. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Think of it very much as a countdown to your death.
I'm
You have 7 left.
Yep, I'm aware.
And
So it's so final by comparison with like the trauma system.
yeah, I don't know.
Jesus.
You have like a lot more room
To be
to
fair,
play
like if I
around,
were
but if
out
you
of
get there,
darkness,
it's
yeah,
over.
it would
Yeah.
refresh my stress and it'd be fine.
Right. So
Just
that's
that this next mission
the
or
change.
whatever it is may be like, yeah.
So we have an opportunity to get you out of that state, and so I was hoping that the two of you could remind us all of what your darkness prompts are,
Yes, of
particularly the escape
course.
clause. But if you want to just read the whole thing, that would
So-
be
sure.
awesome.
So, for the Enigma, which is the playbook that I am playing, my darkness prompt is, you're not worthy of the mask, but others expect no demand a hero. They need lavish displays of mysterious extravagance. You'll give it to them no matter the cost, no matter who must have a tragic fall. You escape the darkness when someone reveals part of their inner world to you, and you reveal your identity to them. They add a promise about keeping your secrets.
Great. And what's Alvar's darkness like?
Cool. So I'm playing out of the Guardian handbook. So mine is all the people you have sworn to protect are unworthy of that protection. You belong at the front, leading the fight. Wherever foes exist, you seek them out and confront them directly, right now. You can only escape the darkness when someone shows you how you are vulnerable and loves you despite your own weaknesses.
Well, that's lovely. That's very cute.
All
So,
So these downtimes are gonna have to be full of some fucking tender moments. Is all I'm
yeah, if you
saying.
want to get out of darkness, or you can just keep rolling with it and, probably die in the future. Like, your obligation can kill you if you are in darkness.
Yeah.
And shit like
Yeah.
that. So it's something to be aware of moving forward. But I'm not going to tell you what to do.
Oh man, I definitely went straight into the darkness with that.
Yeah,
scene
just like
there.
punching that dude in the face.
Right now, we deal with this.
Yeah, exactly, right? I think that was a great way to do it. Just like, oh yeah, there's a problem. There's someone I don't like. They're in front of me right now. Now is the perfect time to just enact violence.
I'm
on
gonna
them.
lead from the front against this foe and punch them in the face.
Yeah, so that's bang on.
Nice. Okay, so what's our next step? It's like a downtime thing now that we're done with entanglements.
Yeah, we're in downtime. So
We're in downtime?
y'all can do.
Okay.
Y'all have 2 downtime actions to pursue. As a reminder, the available downtime actions are. They're in this massive text file somewhere. It's not very well organized.
They're in
so
this
you
massive
can
text file.
you can do the social link action.
Mhm.
By the by, erase any social links that y'all had.
Okay.
So we start fresh on those as well.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
So yeah, clear any social links now, but you can get more social links. You can help a friend recover. You can investigate the darkness, and you can work on a long-term project. In terms of like finding opportunities to get someone to, get someone out of their darkness.
Social links seem like
Social links are a good way to do it. Sometimes for certain ones, a long-term project could be good as well.
cool.
So that's the stuff you can do. And the reason for all this stuff going away at the so we call these all episodes, right? And like in any serialized thing, we get the clean slate every episode.
You have to establish that friendship again, like at the start of the
Yeah.
episode. Otherwise, yeah.
everything that happened in last episode is no longer as like poignant and fresh in our minds and our hearts. And we need to start all over again, right? This is always how it is in this kind of show. So try to
Well,
keep that
I would like to
feeling.
pursue a social link. That's what I would like to do. I'd like to pursue a social link with our dear Connor, our dear Aquila.
Sure.
I think probably the scene is like late at night. Whereabouts does Connor stay? I have a question.
I think Connor has like there's a grad student dorm that he stays at, and he has like his own room there.
Oh, nice.
And so I think he's usually there.
So I
go
think
ahead.
over the past couple of nights, when you've returned to your room, there's been something waiting for you from Corvus, like every night. Whether it's a note that says like, you know, like, don't worry, I've always got a watchful eye, you know, like no danger will escape my view or any of that kind of thing, like all like written out or like left on the desk with like a feather through it or something.
I gotcha.
For the last couple of nights, and this night when you return, the window is still open.
Yeah,
like the curtain is like being pushed by the breeze, sort of thing.
I think we get like a thing of Connor opening the door and like coming in with a crutch under his arm.
Because you have harm, right?
Yeah, I have level 2 and 3 harm. Like,
oh, jeez. Okay.
Yeah. So I think he's been saying that he was hit by a car, and that's like been his excuse.
That's
so he's
a pretty
like,
good excuse.
He's wrapped up, and you know he's got like a cast on his one arm and a crutch in the other, and like he flips the lights on, but then he sees the window, and he sighs, and he flips them back off again.
Flip the lights. When you flip the lights on, there was a sudden like, you know, and as soon as you turn them off, you can see like a shadow of a person like sitting at your desk, you know, with the feathered cape that you've come to know, up over her head and like down her shoulders. She says, "Well, you're looking a little bit better."
I suppose I should thank you for saving me.
I suppose you should. I've been keeping watch, making sure that nothing gets to you in this weakened state. It would be unfortunate for one of my former comrades to know that you were like this.
He's like steps forward and he's like, is that a threat?
Oh, no, not a threat. No, I didn't mean it that way. I said former, didn't I? Yes, former comrades. Now, I hope to help you, as always. Here. And I take from out of my pocket a, it looks like a bird whistle.
Okay.
You know? Like a little silver whistle. And I stand up and like walk over towards you. I close the door behind you and like let you enter the room a little bit so that nobody from the hallway is like walking by or anything.
Yeah.
And I give you this item.
So yeah, like leaning against his crutch, he reaches out with his hand and takes it from you.
Just in case I'm not watching, I want to make sure that you can call on me at any time.
Why not stay? Why wait to be called on when you could work with us?
And I think in that, like, as you're saying that, there's this like cold wind from outside and like a couple leaves blow in. There's just like something ominous in the air.
It's a interesting thought. I can't say that I haven't considered it. But there are people who know me and who I would put you in danger of coming into contact with if I were to stay.
I see. And he like limps over to the window and looks outside, and he says, "You know, it's hard to see the stars from out here."
Oh yes, the stars, of course. So important to you.
And he looks down at the whistle, kind of like worries over it with his fingers, and he's just like, "I'll call if we need you."
Right. And like there's a reluctance to like the whole movement of like heading back towards that window where you're standing. There's like I would have to go past you to get to it, sort of thing. And as I'm walking towards you, I sort of hesitate a moment. There's like a moment of like, I don't know what I should do here. Kind of anime hesitation, you know?
Yeah.
And she says, there are places where you would be able to see the stars better, you know?
I am always looking.
You need to get away from the lights. Get away from the light, and you see the stars plenty well.
And then like I look awkwardly out the window. And then I look back to you.
Before I go, I'm curious about something. Why?
You seem to know everything else. What?
I'm trying to learn a few things. I think that you're striving to fix the things that are going wrong here is admirable to a certain degree. But I don't understand why put yourself through all of this trouble when we already know what's going to happen.
And he looks down for a minute. And then he looks back up and he says, "Some things are just the right thing to do."
And a clock strikes midnight somewhere nearby.
Yeah.
Like out in the city.
Fine. Well, the right thing to do. I'll keep helping you do the right thing. Keep an eye out for me. Blow the whistle if you need.
I always do.
And then I step onto the window ledge and away Batman style. Because I don't think it was the right moment for revealing myself.
Oh yeah.
Mysterious drama must continue.
I think like he collapses into the chair at his desk, like by the window, and like just sets the he sets the whistle down and he just like hangs his head.
Aw.
So when you social link with someone, you choose another PC, you describe what the two of you do together, which y'all did. If it's something the other character would enjoy, they can offer you an extra die. You then roll an appropriate action.
Do you enjoy me invading your privacy and barging into your room?
And like monologuing at you?
Asking you philosophical questions and monologuing?
No, I don't think I do at the moment.
All right. Yeah, Corvus isn't particularly tactful.
It's fine. No, it's good.
And
all right.
you can roll whatever action you want, but to me that felt so much like a conceal, right? Like you were talking at her, but you were just never actually saying anything.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
conceal. It was one of those things where it was like, I've left you enough notes, now I can show up, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And like there wasn't really any substance to it other
Hey,
than
cutie.
like there wasn't really any substance to it other than like I'm dark and mysterious and
Yeah.
I know your secrets, but you don't know my secrets. Like
Like you spent all your time, like
Kind of
almost revealing things and then not, and
yeah.
creating this air of mystery.
All right.
But yeah, so then based on your roll,
One.
Aw.
so yeah, Connor, he gets one link with Corvus.
Okay.
There you go.
I have marked that
Amy
down.
/ Corvus hooking you up.
And I love too that like right now, like your mundane self. So it's like you, but you're not really a superhero at the moment. You're just in the costume still and like swooping around.
Who Corvus?
yeah.
I mean, that's the thing, right? Like she has like these two separate people, right? I feel like for her the mundane self is like the faker one. Like she's more naturally the like superhero version of herself. Because when she was a supervillain, she didn't need a cover story, you know?
It's true, but deep down inside, isn't she just a regular girl?
Yeah, deep down inside somewhere. It's cloaked in shadow and mystery.
If only someone could reach out
Yeah,
and
exactly.
see that.
It's
If only,
If
Sean,
it's too busy.
seriously do it or she's gonna die.
It's too busy being cloaked in mystery and shadow and whatever.
What does Elvar want to do with his downtime action?
I don't know.
I know what I want to do.
There we go.
Great.
I want to make a social link with Alvar.
Yay!
And sorry, before we dive into this, one thing I think it would be helpful to review is just what are everyone's promises and what's everyone's like look and such. Let's just refresh our memories about who
Oh, I
everyone
didn't
is.
write this down. It's
Oh,
a bad
God.
idea.
Mine are, I have an impossible promise, which is I will not allow the darkness to embrace Amy. And then I have a half-forgotten promise, which is I will help Alvar. I said find the way home, I think, but I kind of want it to be find the sun, which is sort of what we're doing.
Right.
Find the second sun.
The second
Yeah.
son. Great. What are Alvar? Well, Alvar maybe needs some time to remember.
No, I think I mostly remember. The
Okay.
promises.
Good enough, right?
Yeah. The practical promise, I think, was to Amy.
Mm.
Unless I'm losing my marbles here. It was to Amy. And it was basically to help her run the library.
Right. Yeah. It was just like helping
Yeah.
her with her kind
Yeah.
of mundane
Or
stuff.
at least that's what the promise would end up being after we have like a session.
Mm-hmm.
And this makes more sense. And the protective promise is I don't think he can allow innocents to be hurt. I think that was the protective promise.
The promises have to be about
Or-
the
Yeah,
other
to be about
PCs,
someone.
right?
Then it was definitely protecting
Aquila, right?
Aquila.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Great.
my promises were a promise of dedication, which is that I will always be there if Aquila needs me. And a secretive promise, which was, I can't remember what the secretive promise was. I remember what the,
Was it-
what the dedicated promise
I
was.
think it was to help Elvar with something.
Was it? The secretive promise was probably to
It's not supposed to be a secret from you.
yeah, I know.
No one knows this
didn't- I didn't
promise.
write it
It's
down.
some
It was-
secret.
Or I wrote it down, but I think it was on like the other character sheet or
It
whatever.
was in invisible ink.
Yeah, somewhere. My secretive promise was, I think it was to, it was definitely to Alvar.
Yeah.
and it was something like to protect Alvar's identity or to
No, I think it was to do something with his school. Like
oh
I
yeah,
think
like to
it
help
was-
Alvar, like the mundane Alvar,
Yeah.
do something. I can't remember what it was though. So
Was it past
why
law
don't I just
school?
make a secretive promise to help
Sure.
Alvar get ahead?
I like that because what that can actually be about is this like undermining of Alvar's rival,
exactly.
Yeah.
Tyler, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
And then
In the same way that Corvus was like, "Yeah, I'll just kill Kyle. You said get him, right? I'm getting him."
Oh, this Tyler guy's a problem. Yeah, we'll rough him up.
Yeah. Use my bad guy skills.
And then what's everyone's look? Just quick description of the characters would be ideal.
Yeah, in mundane form, Connor, he is like lanky and has like dark, kind of messy hair and kind of looks like a clamp boy, I guess is the best way I could
Yeah,
describe it. Like
He's
with
like
Tall and
90s
gangly.
anime.
Yeah.
yeah, he's a 90 animes boy. And when Aquila transforms, she is she basically has like a white feathery outfit and carries a large bow with like fires starlight, and she wears like a skirt and has knee-high boots.
And do we want to go fully with the fan art and have it be that you have wings that are made of arrows?
That's
You
pretty
pull
cool.
from to
Yeah,
fire
no, so
things?
thank you to Hadrian for drawing that. Yeah, no, I think that's
'cause
kind of
that
cool.
was super sick.
It's
Yeah.
fucking awesome. Yeah. So Amy is a mousy, brown-haired library girl, with like big round glasses. She's got like the slightly oversized anime glasses. And then Corvus. Corvus is black feather cloaked with like a hood, and black cloth mask across the eyes. Yeah, and like full edgelord, like you know.
And she throws like razor sharp
darkness
feathers
and,
at things.
Yeah, it's like razor sharp feathers are her projectiles. And she can, like teleport short distances, basically.
Alvar in his mundane form wears the school blazer, tie, and dress shirt, but has a kilt instead of pants.
You're mixing your
he's
Irish
a-
and your Scottish like crazy.
Oh yeah, no, it's completely mixed.
It's a fantasy setting.
Yeah.
Elf,
Exactly.
Okay?
I mean,
he's
I
not,
know,
He's not
but it's-
Irish or
I
Scottish.
know, but it's a thing.
I mean, I'm about to mix in some Celtic here too,
All right,
but
just
he has
throw it
the-
up.
Yeah. So he has one long braid going down as well, and the sides of his head are shaved. Then in when he's Libra, he has the white silver armor and essentially looks like a knight. Has the long flowing kind of war kilt thing going on, but it's all made out of blades and pieces of metal. Then the braid undoes itself and it's just long hair everywhere.
It's just everywhere.
Everywhere. Just
Everywhere.
like long hair really does everywhere.
Yeah, I know.
Great. And so, what is your downtime action that you're going to do, my dear Connor?
Dear Connor.
I think there's surely like some sort of student bar or something at this university, right? Is Alvar a drinking person?
Yeah, Alvar would be drinking after the events of today.
Yeah, you got like a
Absolutely.
dressing down from one of the professors or whatever after
Yeah.
you punched a dude.
Yeah. So I think I just sort of show up behind Alvar, like we get a shot of him reaching to take a drink, and he like lifts it up, and there's me.
And he has like the patch of ice on his hand too, because he's definitely broken a knuckle with how
Oh, no.
hard.
What are you doing, Alvar?
I'm drinking. What does it look
That's
like?
not what I mean. I heard from the staff today that you took a swing at Tyler.
Yeah, well, he's a pretentious little individual.
Oh, I can't argue with that. But there's talk of people aren't happy right now. And we need to keep a low profile. I
don't understand why we have to continue to stand for his chauvinism when he doesn't deserve it.
right now they're pulling the strings right now, and it's hard for us to get around that. And I don't want you leaving because I need you close. And like he steps forward and he's like, I can't lose you right now for what we're doing.
Look, as much as I love you dearly, the fact of the matter is that there are problems. And standing by idly isn't going to solve any of them.
And then I think Connor reaches up and puts his hand on Alvar's shoulder. And he says, what do I need to do to make this go away?
I'm not sure. The world needs to be right. It needs to have merit. I can't continue to pretend I enjoy others paying for what is rightfully earned.
You're right. I'm trying to think. Yeah. I think Connor nods and he says, I'm there for you if you need to talk or if you need to get away. But I'm grasping at straws here. I feel like I don't have all the answers right now, and I need them. And as you can see, like I gesture to the crutch and everything, it's like, I'm no good in a fight. And I say, you're important to me, Alvar. You're not just a member of the court, you're a friend. Just be careful, all right? I mean, Lord knows the bastard deserved it, but don't go getting yourself kicked out. It's hard enough doing what we do if you're out of here.
I gotcha. And he finishes off the drink, leaves money, like his tab, and I think he goes with you if you're leaving.
I was gonna sit down and have a drink with you.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I mean, I think we just have a drink then and just kind of
yes, vulnerability, escaping the darkness. Do it.
You see, but actually that didn't happen because Alvar can only escape the darkness when someone shows him how he is vulnerable and loves him despite his own weakness. And what
That's
you
fair.
in fact did was reinforce this instinct he has that he needs to be the one out there like fighting the stuff, right? You actually doubled down on
I'm sorry. I'm trying to delete it.
It's a great scene.
Yeah, it's
but
a
I
great
think
scene. No,
it does not satisfy that condition.
I kind of had that feeling too, but
Yeah, it was the same with the one that I was doing. I'm like, I could, but it would feel really forced.
Yeah, this this darkness is particularly difficult because I can't actually act on it.
No,
I mean,
no one can get themselves out of darkness. Someone else has to like do the right thing. And whereas what I think what Connor did was like a very believable way that a person might act.
Yeah.
It's just not what Alvar needs right now.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because
Needs that
Aquila,
tough love.
she's very vulnerable right now, and she's like, I need you.
This is where you need to be
So
like,
I'm sorry.
fine, fix your shit. You're a loose cannon, and then like shove him with your cast.
Also, I'm going to roll confess. I feel is my action there.
Absolutely. Is this
yeah.
something that Alvar enjoys doing? Having heart-to-hearts while drinking at a bar.
I feel like Alvar likes having hearts-to-heart conversations in a normal setting, but I don't know in his darkness mindset whether or not he enjoys that.
But he was kind of just telling you like, you're awesome.
Yeah.
Too,
Yeah.
right? Like he was being like, yeah, we need you
Yeah,
to like
like, what
fight
you
the
did
things.
was-
So he's like, I feel like there is an argument for maybe he's like talking up that prideful side of your darkness prompt if you want to go for it, but it's entirely up to you.
Yeah, sure.
All right, I'll take that die. 4.
All right, so that's two links. You have a pretty good time. Who is next? Oh, also keep in mind the only way Connor can deal with any of his wounds is for someone else to help him recover. So
You're next,
Oh.
Alvar.
Yep. Okay. So what is your darkness prompt again?
Mine?
Yeah, you're not worthy of the mask. But
Uh,
how do I pull, or
hang
how
on.
does someone pull you out
hang
of
on,
it?
I'll tell you.
Because I'm gonna see if I can realistically pull you out of the dark.
Yeah, the only way for me is you escape the darkness when someone reveals part of their inner world to you, and you reveal your identity to them. They add a promise about keeping your secrets.
and like this can happen to Amy, right? Like
Yeah.
you don't have to know that you're doing that with like the superhero that is Corvus.
Yeah, I think that's what's ultimately going to end up happening. This takes place in the library actually,
Mm-hmm.
and it's probably a day or two after. So Alvar has his hand wrapped up, but he's still trying to help with with putting books away and making sure that people are leaving on time, and
Yeah.
it's getting close to the
just
end.
got the book cart at the end of the day. Again, just putting stuff back in the correct Dewey Decimal System.
Yeah,
Order. People fucking leaving books everywhere like a bunch of jerks.
yeah. And I think he keeps forgetting how hurt his hand is. And when he goes to like lift up books, he winces or drops it because it catches him off guard.
Yeah, he's got this like constant stinging reminder of his like
his
inability
failure.
to control his temper.
Yeah. And
I love this because I know who you are. Like Amy knows. who
yeah,
you
like
are. Yeah.
Amy knows, but Alvar has no idea in reverse. And I think he just kind of mutters under his breath. I shouldn't have done that, but it's the right thing to do. It absolutely was.
I don't know. It's not always the answer to fight overwhelming odds, I say, from my place where I'm putting, like, books onto a shelf, you know?
It's just really, when it comes down to it, he's only passing, even doing good, because his dad pays for these grades.
Remember what I said just now about overwhelming odds? There are certain things you can fight, and there are certain things you can't fight, especially with your fists. You're never going to fight that much money with a punch. Book.
She
Another
says,
book.
filing a textbook on macroeconomics.
Yeah.
I mean, you're right, but at what point do we stop? At what point do we just stop trying to defend the actions of others?
It made you feel good this time, right? But it doesn't make you feel good now. I can see your hand. I can see it's hurting you. Maybe in that moment you thought it was the right thing to do, but in the long run, you're just causing yourself pain.
Isn't that the truth? Attacking Brashley doesn't help, does it?
Carefully considered plans. Those are the only way. Says Corvus behind the mask of Amy.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's mostly the scene is that awkward silence after of him contemplating what's going on.
I was trying to give you your
And
thing, but
yeah. I mean, go ahead if you
I mean, I was gonna say, like, I can finish that scene off and probably give you a case for getting out of your darkness, because I've shown you how you're weak. Now all I have to do is say something like, but that's okay. You'll do better next time. And I'll be here if you need me. You know?
Thanks. That does help, I think.
Now there's the awkward silence, you know, that thanks, and then we just go back to putting books on the shelves, like,
Yeah.
quietly. And considering my promise is to help you get ahead, I feel like giving you a pep talk is something that, like, falls within the purview of a thing I would do.
Yeah.
Totally.
So there you
Yeah,
go.
that's a great little
I
scene.
think I freed you from the darkness.
That
I
is
am inclined to agree.
Yes.
yeah. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, she was just like, yeah, you are vulnerable to structural oppression.
Yeah. You're vulnerable to literally all the things that aren't punching people in the face right now.
So I feel like that was express.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is you social linking again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it could be express. Express is like using words with an agenda.
Yeah.
Like, I think if it was Amy
Empathize?
rolling, it would probably be that. Well, I feel like empathize or confess feels right to me here.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah. Let me.
Right, because confess is about blabbing out your feelings and like exposing your inner world.
Yeah, I think this is confess, not
Yeah.
empathize. I think if the roles were reversed, it would be empathy, but. And is this something that Amy enjoys?
Secretly giving pep talks to secretly giving pep talks to members of the superhero group that she's currently stalking. Yes, this is like what she lives for. She lives to be that character who's like, you don't know I'm helping, but I'm helping so fucking much.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh, only one.
Well, you get one.
Hey.
Amy marks one social link with Alvar.
Okay, now we got to get some harm reduction
it.
going on.
I'm on.
Uh-oh.
You're on it?
Okay,
Yeah.
and so when Alvar is no longer in darkness, there are some rules for that.
Oh, okay.
Now you're dead.
Yay!
It was all a lie. There is no coming out of darkness.
Once you're in darkness, it's over.
No, it's just that you don't like wipe your slate clean. You're kind of at a slight disadvantage here. So let me just find it.
When you escape the darkness, if you're in downtime or free play, erase any remaining stress and clear your transcendence clock.
Oh, yeah, no, so it does just fully reset you.
Oh, wow. Okay.
If you escape the darkness while on a mission, set your stress to 6.
Yeah, cool.
Cool.
Great.
I like that the way that the darkness thing works is basically like the way you die is like by overstressing. But the thing is, with like a concerted roleplay effort, you can get out of it. Like, it doesn't really matter what you roll on it, so long as the intent is clear.
Well,
Like,
you can also die by getting the shit kicked out
I mean,
of you.
yeah, you can also die by getting your ass kicked. But like, that's a separate thing, you know.
So great, yeah.
And on that note,
And on that note, I'm gonna try and help you. I'm trying to help you recover, dear Connor.
how are you helping me?
How do you think I'm helping? By being spooky weirdo as usual.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, you get all the Corvus spooky weirdo stuff like going on. So how would I do this?
So I'm asleep in my bed, and a stalker comes.
Also, do we remember how close we were to like getting advances? Because I'm seeing that the series sheet is 1 XP away from advances.
That's correct.
Yeah, we're like pretty close.
All right, everyone, just take an advance. Erase all your XP and take
an advance. Okay.
Yeah, because I want to see what happens when we use more of the abilities in the game.
Sure.
Because fuck.
Cause fuck.
And then in terms of the action dots that everyone has, this actually I think is a change that I might have missed. Y'all have the 2 that you had initially plus 1 that you assigned, right?
Yeah.
Because I see
Yeah.
that you have 3 on your sheet. Okay, cool. So that's consistent then. Good. I'm just double checking because I can't remember exactly what the game was like when we first played it. So yeah. Feel free to assign a new ability or transcendent ability for the crew, and take 1 more ability of whatever type on your sheet, or increase one of your action ratings by 1, whichever you want to do.
Oh, so we're doing additional. Okay.
Each of you can get an advance, which you can spend in either a stat or on an ability. I don't care where you put it.
Okay. Neat.
Can I'm gonna take out of time. You were outside the regular flow of time. Injuries fade from you quickly. Permanently fill 1 segment of your recovery clock. When someone rolls to help
totally.
you recover, they get +1
Yeah,
die.
nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it's just called move 1. When you
Great.
secretly set up another character's action, roll 1d plus. If they succeed, mark experience. So when I do the secretly set up your actions thing with like the like I help you over there and I help you over there without you knowing kind of thing, then I can get experience through doing that now. So that's good.
The other move that I think would be really funny to take for you, Elf, is to go into the Stranger playbook and grab what is it? It's their 3rd move. You can social link and help recovery by leaving anonymous gifts for your friends.
Oh yeah.
When you do, gain +1 die. If you watch them receive the gift, you can ask them 1 question from their gather info
Yes.
list.
No, we're gonna do that one. Yeah.
Because it just aligns with what you've already described, so it jumped to my mind as
Yeah.
being
Let's do that. I'll take that one instead.
There's no way you can't have that
You
one.
can social link and help recovery by leaving anonymous gifts for your friends. Well, this answers what I'm gonna do then.
right, because it sounds like
for
already
what
what
I'm
you were
gonna do
describing.
to help you recover.
Aw.
So late at night while you're fast asleep,
Sure.
I once again sneak my way into your dorm room through the fantastic window. There's a great
This
anime.
is a serious breach of consent.
There's a great.
You pick the next lock that's installed.
There's a great anime shot of like a purple curtain against the window and like the night sky as I like enter and silently make my way to the foot of your bed, where I place down a little box.
And a
Just
scorpion
right there.
crawls out.
Just at the bottom. Yeah. Deadly
It's
centipede.
obviously full of snakes or poisonous birds. It would have to be poisonous birds.
Poisonous
of some
birds.
kind.
Yeah. So I put it down at the foot of your bed. It's got a nice little bow on it. Nice little dark, like very dark purple ribbon around it. And with that, I'm immediately like out the window once more.
Oh.
And I'll leave you a nice little a gift for when you wake up.
Are you going to watch her wake up?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you watch them receive the gift, you get to ask a question from their gather information list.
Yeah, I am. I'm
For
on
free.
the from on the window ledge on the outside. I'm just peeking in.
Cute. So it's like right
Secretly.
before dawn, you like
Yeah.
drop
Yeah.
in, press them off.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think I get up at dawn.
What's in
and
the box?
I see
when
the
they
box
open it, I'll say.
and I sigh. And then I like pick it up and set it in my lap and open the bow. And then I open it up.
On the inside, there is a note written next to like a lot of sort of, you know, like packing material, you know?
Mhm.
And then if you pull away some of the purple packing material, there's a little little tiny stuffed crow
Oh.
in there. Yeah. And the note says, "Get well soon."
And yeah, I think Connor just like looks at it for a moment and then just like gives it a little bit of a hug
Aww.
and then sets it aside. Like yeah, so I guess you get to ask a
I
question.
get to ask you one question from your gather info list.
Sure. What do I remember about X?
Yeah, I'm gonna read it here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you got one.
What might happen if I reveal my identity to you?
I think he would trust you more because like his goal is to help you, and so it would be easier for him to do that.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Cool. I can't because I'm out of downtime actions, but you know.
Yeah.
So you get +1 die on your recovery because of.
Do I make the recovery roll, or do
And-
you?
Yeah, Elf, you make the roll.
Oh, I
too,
make the roll.
so-
Okay.
yeah, so you choose an appropriate action.
This is
and
still
roll it.
conceal. I'm still being a fucking spooky
Yep.
weirdo. It's definitely
that's
still
fine.
conceal. So. I mean, when you look back at it, Tuxedo Mask was a weirdo. 5.
So that's 2 segments out of your 3.
Out of my 3. Amazing.
No,
Couldn't roll a 6, huh?
I
Elf?
tried.
Did you remember to give yourself an extra die?
Yeah.
Wow. Still can succeed.
I'm being as good as I can. Nothing else I can do.
I'm so
Good
bad
stuff.
at being good.
I left you a little stuffed crow and everything. Get better, damn it.
All I can imagine is these
Who's
little.
that shouting outside my window?
A roommate of mine used to make these little felted figurines and stuff.
Mm.
And with felting, it's like you start with like a big like sheet of it and you like wad it together with a needle to like make little things. It's like ridiculously cute and fuzzy
Aw.
looking
Aw.
and like derpy. And that's all I can picture here is
Yeah,
like a little
it's like
felted.
it's like that. Yeah,
Oh.
it's definitely handmade.
That's what really counts, right?
Yeah.
Does anyone have any downtime actions left?
The other two still have one.
Yeah.
each, I think.
Okay, great.
Do we want to take a break first and then maybe?
Oh yeah,
come back?
breaks.
Sure, we can. Yeah.
So that we can split this into segments. Not that we really want to stop, but we'll be back in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. More Girl by Moonlight when we return.